This computer is whatever. All right, I think we're up and running. All right, welcome back to another edition of Catching Up with Dwayne Duke. This week, we're doing something a little special. I'm going to review a movie that I have seen. Tonight, we're discussing the Sandlot versus Rookie of the Year to see which is the better childhood baseball movie. This week, I've got three of my friends with me. I got Chris Dowling.
Howdy.
And I got Bryce Damuth.
Hey.
And Ryne Diperna.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, I guess let's go one by one. We can figure out how you guys feel about these movies. We'll start with you, Chris.
All right. These are both what I consider classics, at least for my age group. I'm born in '83, so I was 10 years old when these two movies came out. Big movie year. I did a little research. Groundhog Day, Robin Hood Men in Tights, The Fugitive, Jurassic Park, which I must have seen in theaters 10 times, I think. I took a look at the numbers. Sandlot brought in $34 million. Rookie of the Year, $56 million, although the budgets were much different. Sandlot, they only spent $7 million on compared to $31 million for Rookie of the Year. I have to assume it was for all the wacky sound effects on the arm every time he throws the ball. If I have to pick, I'm definitely going Sandlot, though. Sandlot, I think, still holds up. I think it's realistic. Can be inspirational in that way, and that's the way I'm going.
All right, let's go to Bryce.
I feel like that was a very good, nice synopsis. If we're comparing there's just the goodness of the quality of the film, then yeah, Sandlot is going to be miles ahead in my opinion. It just depends on, you as a viewer, what you like. If you like kind of silly, wacky comedy, then yeah, Rookie of the Year is going to be your best bet. I mean, the guy Gary Busey, Daniel Stern from Home Alone, those movies. They've got a lot of bigger known actors in that one. And they got your major league cameos like Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla. So it very much ties into the actual majors and more of a current time. Yeah.
Daniel Stern directed too, by the way.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sandlot kind of harkens back to that, the golden years of baseball, and I think baseball fans resonate with that.
All right, moving on to Ryne.
I haven't seen either of these movies in 20 years, so I don't fucking know.
Damn it, man.
Whatever. Fucking Dwayne asked me to be on a podcast. I'm like, sure, I haven't talked to anybody in days, so yeah, I don't know. Wait, is Bobby Bonilla in? Which one is Bobby Bonilla in?
He's in
Rookie of the Year.
I'm pretty sure Bobby Bonilla worked out. Is it Bobby Bonilla? Maybe it's somebody else. Well, I'm pretty sure he worked out a contract with the Mets in the early, in 2000, 99 or 2000. And he sucked. In 2000, the Mets signed Mo Vaughn and fucking Bobby Bonilla. I think Gary Sheffield. They tried to go for it, right? And they fucking tanked. They won 60 games, but they were still on the hook for all these contracts. And they went, Mo Vaughn retired. They traded fucking whoever their other big star was. And Bobby Bonilla, they said, look, we want to cut you, or we can't pay you the $30 million or whatever that we owe you left on your contract, but how about we pay you $1 million for the next 30 years or something like that? And he's still getting paid to this day.
Yeah. Bobby Bonilla Day, every year, the day he gets paid. I don't know what day it is, but yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, he played for the fucking Marlins that beat the Indians in '97. That was a stacked team, actually.
All right, so you all have fond memories of both these movies. Let's.
No, I made it clear that I don't.
God damn it!
I mean, whatever.
That's why he's the center of this. Let's talk about who has a better cast. I mean, Rookie of the Year has a way better cast. I mean, the only person who didn't go on to do anything after this was the star. I mean, he was.
Oh, he did the American Pie movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
he comes
Oh,
in
did
a
he?
cup.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is in those movies.
Yeah,
At least he
comes
didn't
in-
have sex with the pie.
And Kid in
Hey.
King Arthur's Court.
Yeah, that was a. See, I get that one confused with Black Knight, which is essentially the same movie, but
Yeah,
starring
it
Martin
really is.
Lawrence.
Disney makes the same movie 13 ways.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would love to see a Disney movie with Martin Lawrence in it, though. That would be fucking
Isn't that
great.
Black Knight?
No, it's not a Disney movie, isn't it? It's like.
I think it might have been.
No. No way.
If it isn't a Disney movie, I think it is a Disney movie now. But because they own everything. In fact,
They do.
did this podcast 3 days ago.
They own The Simpsons now, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me very sad.
I think Disney was originally supposed to do Bad Boys. Originally.
Wait a minute. So I've been watching more TV than like I have in the last fucking year, obviously. So there's a commercial for Bad Boys. Did they make another? They made another Bad Boys movie, but I thought they already made another Bad Boys movie. They recently. Are there three?
Yeah, this
I think
is
there's
the one.
4.
There's 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
there
the
is
third
3.
one.
Okay.
Oh, there's 3 in a TV show.
They're with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith.
It's starring one of their sisters, and it's Gabrielle Union, and then a Spanish chick.
Oh, Gabrielle Union is like a big-ish star.
Yeah, I mean it made it season.
Well, no, yeah. So like, I don't remember that coming. So that came out recently, though. Like, I
Yeah,
haven't-
like 16 or 17.
Yeah. So why are they advertising it on TV now, like on commercials?
I think it came out in like the last year.
Oh, the
did it?
movie. The movie just came out. Like it just
Yeah,
finished production in
Or maybe
I'm
it's
gonna
just
say
coming out.
November.
I don't know.
I think
I don't
they
know
were
either.
early to rent.
That's what I was gonna say.
On,
So like the entire movie industry is like kind of like never happening again, right? Like
I don't
they
know.
just-
Tyler Perry is thinking of doing camps for his films now.
wait, what?
Doing what?
Camps. You come live on his compound for production for 2 weeks to a month, and then
Well, they have enough money to like afford tests. Like they're rich. They could fucking do that shit. Like the greater society, like that's a whole nother fucking issue. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, like they could test everybody like fucking thousands of times a day and make sure that nobody has it on the thing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But like, why would you ever go to the movie theater again if they're releasing all of these movies on demand now? You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking movie theaters are done. Like that's a business.
I mean, well, I don't
Never
go
gonna
to
fucking come
movies
back.
now.
I personally don't either, but there's still a lot of people that do.
When I go to movies, I really want to sit down and get a lot of popcorn and eat some nachos and take a nap.
Yeah, I've fallen asleep in a movie before. It's a fucking.
Oh no, it's some of the best sleep you can get.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've not watched a movie at a movie theater all the way. Like I saw Knives Out at a movie theater because I needed a hangover nap. I saw Avengers Endgame. That was the first Marvel movie I'd seen. Yeah, that was like the first one of the Avengers movies or like the whole MCU I'd seen. I had a really bad hangover. Yeah, it was like, what's it, like movie number 24 in the series?
23, but yeah.
How many Avenger movies are there? There's like 4 of those, right?
Yeah, there's 4 Avengers movies. 3 of each of like the main Avengers, except for the Hulk.
The Hulk has like 3. I like Eric Bana. The Hulk, you mean Eric Bana? Yes. That's how I remember him. Yeah, isn't fucking Ed Norton the fucking Hulk and
No, he did the Incredible Hulk movie, but then in the Avengers movies, it's all been what's his name?
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. No,
that is.
I've seen the first. I saw the first Avengers in the theater. That's the one where like the aliens come out. Well, I guess the aliens come out of the dimension and not all of them, basically.
A couple of them, yeah.
All I know
Recurring
is in the one I saw, a child steps out of an orange portal and he looks at Robert Downey Jr. like they haven't boned in a dozen years. And everyone's like, no, that's a father-son relationship. I was like, I've never looked at my father like that.
Well, I mean, like they all are actors, so they definitely all fuck kids. So yeah, that's probably everybody in Hollywood and Washington is a pedophile and knows Jeffrey Epstein.
Drunk are you?
That's true. Everything about that statement is true.
Oh, so Darth Vader was in Sandlot.
Yeah.
James
It was
Earl
Dennis
Jones.
Leary.
No,
I am
James Earl
so
Jones.
fucking mad at Dennis Leary about that movie. He is such a dick in that movie.
Dennis Leary had a nice little '90s run of like he had being in movies. You know what I mean?
Just play catch with that fucking kid. Wouldn't take that long.
Well, yeah, but Rookie of the Year had John Candy. It had, it had Gary Busey.
Yeah, had the
but-
janitor from Scrubs.
Well,
Uh,
and you should feel weird about Gary Busey because he's trying to fuck the kid's mom.
Gary Busey, he is, but everyone's trying to fuck the kid's mom.
Oh, okay. To be fair, you're right. Yeah.
Gary
It's mom.
Busey. I was trying to do a Gary.
He's the only one that's not trying to fuck the kid.
There's this wild scene on the plane where Gary Busey, where he has to talk to both Daniel Stern and Gary Busey about food, and it's like 5 full minutes of just things like, no, this, like, I don't believe the Cubs are living like this. Even in 1992, the Cubs could do better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about conserving food the way that I do when I'm on the road.
Do you think
Save every little bit that I can. Whatever's free in the hotel room, I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's weird because Daniel Stern directed this movie and gave himself the weirdest character.
But he nailed it.
Well, yeah, he nailed it. Oh, it's got weird editing. Brings me to the next question. Who has the better story? Is it Sandlot, where a kid makes friends and then they have the summer of their lifetime, or is it Rookie of the Year, where a kid gets hurt and ends up in the majors?
Well,
You barely made it through the question. I think that answers it right there. I got to go Sandlot. It all makes sense still.
Yeah.
You know, rewatching Rookie of the Year right now at 37 years old, it's like a cartoon come to life, as opposed to, something that you could see happening or remember happening playing baseball with my buddies as a kid,
Yeah.
Although, if you are a kid watching it, though, like, that's Rookie of the Year is the one that you want to happen to you. Like, it's
Not wrong. Absolutely. Yes. He's riding in a limousine. He's making drinks for his mom and Gary Busey, of
a
course.
commercial with the Ray
Him
Charles.
bartending in the limousine was upsetting.
Club soda.
Yeah.
Club soda.
He
Come
was,
on, dude.
he was like,
When I
I've been on the
was a
road,
kid, I think that
babe.
wasn't drink.
He's not getting a tip for that.
I don't remember any of the scenes you're referencing. I genuinely don't remember that movie. I remember watching it. I remember the premise of it. I just couldn't tell you. Angels in the Outfield, I kind of remember that one too. That came out around the same time too, right?
Someone brought up Angels in the Outfield earlier, and I was like, get the fuck out of here with that. And literally,
How much money do you think those both those movies paid licensing for the Major League Baseball to like use the actual fucking?
I'm sure that's part of that budget too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
it was the 90s, and honestly, it was Disney, so.
That was right before they became the Anaheim Angels. They were the California Angels still in that movie, I believe.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, they even had, like, the old CA hats.
Yeah, those were cool hats. You know what the coolest throwback hat is? Have you ever seen the Seattle Pilots? They were like in existence for 1 year before they came the Mariners or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that blue fucking. It looks like a captain's hat or whatever.
Yeah, they got, like,
gold
little sailor
trim.
things on
Yeah,
them.
it's tight.
Yeah.
It's tight. I was thinking about getting one of those. Yeah.
The Indians put up a thing today where it was like, what's your favorite throwbacks? And it had like 9 options. And there were like some really good ones on there. It's
The
on there.
red one is tight.
Like one of the original red ones. What next? Who had the better fat kid? Because there was a thing in the 90s where you had to have a fat kid. Who had the better fat kid? Was it
He's gotta be
George
doing
from Rookie of the Year who fights his best friend because he was late to build a boat.
They were working hard on that boat.
Yeah, that fight was about something else, and we all know it.
That fight was about him. That fight was the fight that was supposed to happen in the bleachers between that old fat guy and Henry. There's the wildest line where this old Teamster fuck who clearly took the day off to go day drink with his friends is like, oh, you think you're gonna show me up by throwing a perfect pitch from the bleachers to the home plate? And then his friend's like, he would have killed you.
And he backs down at that point.
He goes, yeah, he would have.
Yeah, okay.
Like, hold me back.
Or oh god, what was his name in the Sandlot? Oh god, why can't I think of
Hamilton the Babe Porter.
it? What?
That's the fat kid in Sandlot.
Babe the Hamilton Porter.
Hamilton Porter.
Is he in the
Gambino.
Big Green also?
Who do you think? Who's the better fat kid? Like who? Because they're both wild fat kids. I mean, it was this time in the '90s where it was like, you have to have a fat kid. He has to be funny, and if he's a ginger, we'll give you an extra 100,000.
I got to go Sandlot because he ended up with a quotable line when he goes, "You bob for apples in the toilet and you like it."
The kid in Rookie of the Year goes, oh fuck, what's he say? Because I wrote down these very upsetting lines. He goes, oh Jesus, he said, not that hot, she's stacked. Milk did a body good.
Okay, yeah, that bothered me. That was weird. And he's. I mean, I guess he's a 10-year-old kid talking about a 10-year-old girl, but it still felt weird, you know?
Yeah, because a 40-year-old guy wrote that. But he goes, not that hot, she's stacked.
Right, and Daniel Stern had to stop him and go, let's try it one more time. Put the fingers out a little bit more.
That scene had to be shot at least for an entire day. That was people had to relight that.
As I said, everybody in Hollywood is a pedophile.
Wild statement, but okay.
Might be onto something.
It's true. It's true. Fucking. What about speaking of Schneider? Who's the fucking Nickelodeon dude? Schneider, the fucking who produced like iCarly and all that stuff.
I have no idea.
I haven't watched Nickelodeon in a dog's life.
Well, there's Google. It's a Google like Nickelodeon pedophilia.
I will not. Thank you.
There's a very there's a long history of like the fucking like producers like.
You just got this laptop. I don't want to have to destroy it.
No, these are news stories. This isn't like I don't know. This is an anti-pedophile statement.
If you want to end up on a list, go ahead and Google that.
No, it's a fucking. They're like, I don't know. You guys should get wise to fucking the Jeffrey Epstein shit because basically it's just everything is a psyops. Everything is MK Ultra, like CIA ran psyops. Basically.
My favorite thing is you're flicking a knife while saying this.
Oh, I'm like
very nervous if we were in the same room. Just put it in that.
You should be like, listen. My mind is right for what's happening now. So like, you know.
When this becomes audio, he just held up a book that says "Preppers Long-Term Goals."
Long-term survival guide. I'm telling
long-term. So I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I have my little arsenal. I have my seeds that I'm growing up here. My vegetable seeds. They're little sprouts right now. I've been in the pickling. Like we're in the end times here pretty soon.
So you would appreciate the whole food speech that Daniel Stern did.
I'm sure I would.
And I do like pickles.
I do. I enjoy pickles.
I'm adding that as a point to Rookie of the Year.
It needs it.
All right, which movie has more inappropriate moments to your mind? Like, which movie is like more inappropriate for children to be in?
I mean, something that immediately jumps in my mind when I thought of this today, when you asked me to do this, was, is there a possible sex crime in Sandlot?
There's a sex crime in both of them.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I mean, I'm thinking with the. Are we both talking about the lifeguard?
Yeah, that
Peppercorn.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh
that's-
yeah.
When
Yeah, you
Squints
can't do that, right? I'm pretty
he
sure
Frenches a woman.
I haven't talked to a lawyer, but I don't think you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It
he
would be a sex crime today. In the 50s, I think that it was a little different.
yeah. Well, in the 50s or 70s or wherever the hell this is at, it's literally he Frenches this woman against her. Like he pretends to drown. She saves his life. And he slips her the tongue, and she's like, "Get the fuck out of here, you little weirdo!" And everyone's like, "You're the best."
I didn't rewatch it today. Did she kiss back at all?
No,
No,
Okay, then yeah, no, it's
not
no.
until later.
They ended up getting married, right? But
yeah.
you know.
I mean, because that's the only way that Disney was like, "Hey, she has to be okay with it."
Yeah, you can't explain in court. It's okay. We're gonna get married one day. You know that doesn't fly.
I feel like that's how marriages started back then, though. Is like,
Well, you know.
That's
guy does
true.
something wholly inappropriate, and then I don't know. She just feels like she has to get with him at that point.
That, or you gave their father a goat.
That's
Always works.
all right.
I want a goat. So
So
bad.
wait. Don't move on. What's the sex crime from Rookie of the Year?
Jesus.
Gary Busey
Oh,
rapes a goat.
oh, and Rookie of the Year when they're on set for one of those god awful Pepsi commercials where they use Ray
Yeah.
Charles's voice, and the director walks over, looks a 12-year-old boy in the face, and goes, "I need you to be more sexy."
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Yeah. You nailed it.
While
that
he's
seems
being
worse.
molested by full-grown women.
Yeah, that seems worse. That seems much worse than the 11-year-old. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know. I mean, no one touched him.
No.
He
But
didn't. Like,
it does kind of feed into Ryan's whole point is that everybody in Hollywood.
Exactly. Coming back to that point, yes.
I mean, if they were to remake these movies, and God help them, I hope they don't. There's 4 sequels to The Sandlot, by the way. But if they were to remake these movies, yeah, it's unholy. I don't think that a lot of what happened in Rookie of the Year would fly today. For one, the mom has no agency over her child at any point in the movie. She doesn't know what's happening. There's not even a mom in The Sandlot.
I don't know. I kept thinking back to the whole like Michael Jackson documentary at that point, man. Like that was the same kind of stuff that was going on in that. Which
Yeah, like when people are just handing her things, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll sign this. What is this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's her contract." And who's the better villain in which film has the better villain?
who's the villain in The Sandlot?
The creeping specter of death.
The dog.
The dog started the villain in The Sandlot. Aging's the villain. His dad's the villain a little bit.
Dennis fucking Leary. Yes.
Is Dennis Leary the better villain, or is Jack from the Rookie of the Year? Because Jack literally sold a child.
No, you got to give that one to Rookie of the Year. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's probably better. Yeah, it's better to sell a child, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's parental neglect in The Sandlot, but he sold a child.
That's different. That's different. Yes.
Dennis Leary was the first like stand-up special I ever remember watching. No Cure for Cancer, and I was like, "It's like this guy's cool." I was like, "Ooh, boy, that
And
was
suddenly-
premature on my part to play that."
Oh, the "I'm an Asshole" song did it for
Oh,
you?
that song fucks though. I like that song.
Song fucks.
That's great. I'm an asshole. He was kind of big. Do you guys remember he was like had those MTV commercials?
Yeah.
Like he was like actually
Deion
like,
Sanders.
yeah, he was like one of the biggest. He was like almost like Louis before the unpleasantness happened, like level of fame as like a comic that everybody knew.
Yeah, we put up with a lot from mediocre white guys.
Yeah, 100%. Also, fun fact: Bill Hicks, I believe, beat him up, or maybe not beat.
Really?
Yeah, fuck. It was. There's a really famous story that now I forget. So never mind. Take that back. I take that back. It was either like he's like Bill Hicks. Somebody said he's like yeah, Dennis Leary stole from me, only I did it better, or something like that. Or no. I stole Dennis Leary's act. I just made it better, or something like that. Because they know that fucking the whole thing where.
Like saying that.
Yeah, he's essentially fucking Bill Hicks, but like,
Still alive.
yeah.
Oh, come on. It's been 25 goddamn years.
Oh yeah, I mean, who cares now at this point? Fucking Bill Hicks isn't even funny. Like everybody is like, yeah, he had some good points. Like
that's a
cool.
bold statement.
He's not like somebody that you would watch and go, ha ha ha. He's like you'd watch it. Yeah, he has a point. Like he has a point of view, and so, but I couldn't tell you a bit that like. Cause
I mean, you can't walk into any open mic in America and say Bill Hicks isn't funny without making a dozen guys cry.
Yeah, but because nobody has any taste, or they wouldn't be fucking at open mics. Because you know what I mean? Like I don't know. There's a bunch of bad fucking comics in the world.
Well, there were.
Yeah, there were. There's no comedy like ever again, or that's good. It like probably cleared out like fucking all the hacks. Either that or it made them stronger. Like one or the other. They'll just
I am
the only
in
people that will
tears
be
over here.
the only people that will be fucking at open mics in the future will just be the worst, just like awful. That like that's what motivates them. You know, the people that just love an open mic and they're fucking gonna defy a quarantine to fucking tell that dick joke. That's gonna be the fucking worst. Like that'll be the worst place in America when fucking.
Oh, come on now.
What do you mean?
Florida still exists.
Yeah. Oh, how about an open mic in Florida? Oof.
I'm moving back there in like 4 months.
Well, good luck, friend. Where are you moving to?
Tampa, where I went to college.
Okay.
Oh, the last show I did before this whole quarantine thing was in Tampa, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh God, I miss it so much.
You got Snappers Grill.
Oh yeah, that I have stories about that room.
I want to hear them now.
Oh, they're better for after this. Where were we? We were talking characters and cringe moments and who has like what's the best not like forgive the two leads in both films. Who's the best character from Rookie of the Year and The Sandlot? Like what are the characters that like you remember the most?
Benny the Jet, man. He's a certified dude, man. He was good. He was cool. You know, he stuck up for the little guy. He was like the big cool kid, but you know, he was heart of gold, and then he made it. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Chris? He stopped and smiled. When this becomes audio, that's what happened. He just stopped and smiled.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue against Benny the Jet. I mean, probably the most inspirational person in both movies there. But Daniel Stern killing it, and he's not the main character.
No, we're not looking for main characters, just a character.
And if you are looking for a silly movie, he is the silliest part of that movie. Other than the sound effect of the arm.
I don't know. John Candy kills in this movie. I did notice that in the Rookie of the Year, it's a lot of the characters just having to do a lot of work in scenes by themselves. Like John Candy he has no one to play off of for the 45 minutes that he's in the movie.
No, they use a sentence or two of him at a time, alone in a room there.
Yeah, he probably filmed all over like 2 days. There's a question: who is the better narrator character? God, what's his name? Smalls in Rookie of the Year, or John Candy, or rather Smalls in Sandlot or Rookie of the Year with John Candy.
John Candy's the narrator in Rookie of the Year.
He's the de
He's
facto
commentator.
narrator. He's the play-by-play announcer. But when he's not announcing, he's giving exposition. He's giving plot.
He's furthering the storyline there for you.
Yeah.
I see. Big John Candy fan.
Oh, huge. John Candy. You know, I'd be nervous about somebody who doesn't like John Candy.
Yeah, John Candy is the shit.
I'd hate to take anything away from him, but he kind of was just doing the whole Bob Uecker bit from Major League.
Yeah, probably.
He definitely was not just being John Candy, that's for sure.
Right, yeah.
It was not a John Candy role. It was like,
No.
who's a famous Chicagoan we can get in who would do. It's probably the darkest he's ever been in as a character.
Cool Runnings.
Well, he has some joy in Cool Runnings. It seems like he doesn't enjoy the movie.
He doesn't in what? In Cool Runnings?
And Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I was listening to an old Howard Stern episode with Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang.
I'm out.
I love it already.
But they were talking about hanging out with Bob Uecker, right? And because I guess Norm Macdonald did a commercial with them, so they went to a spring training game. So they were saying that he's like the funniest dude of all time. So like during his play-by-play, you know, they have the cough button or whatever, you know. So I guess, yeah, they were saying that like he's like a really dirty old man, so he'd be like 2 and 2 with the count and like hit the cough button and go, whoa, look at the tits on that whore, and then but like seamlessly, they're like a jazz musician. He never fucking. How did he get into like acting? He was the main character on fucking Mr. Belvedere. He was the dad in Mr. Belvedere, Bob Uecker. Yeah.
I can't say that I've ever seen Mr. Belvedere.
Oh man, you're missing out.
Yeah, great. The theme song, one of like, I put it up next to the Jeffersons as like one of the top 3 all-time sitcom themes.
Coming in hot, and I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know either. Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Belvedere. There's an internet rumor that the production of Mr. Belvedere had to shut down for 3 days because the actor who played Mr. Belvedere sat on his balls.
Well, that's a fun rumor. I like internet rumors go. That's a fun one.
Oh, funky butt loving. All right.
Funky butt loving.
What's the most memorable thing from either movie that has nothing to do with the story? What is just something that just they stuck in there and it sticks out to you?
Oh, jeez.
S'mores.
The
S'mores
s'more
in the
scene.
Sandlot.
Yeah, people still quote that to this day, and
Yeah.
it's one of the more quotable moments.
What's the quote?
Where the fat kid's explaining to Smalls, it's where the quote "You're killing me, Smalls" is coming from.
Oh,
Right.
Where he's explaining how to make a s'more. First, you take the graham, then you take the mallow, then you take the chocolate, then you add the graham, and then you bite it, and you've got a s'more.
I've never heard that quote until you're killing me, Smalls. Though I heard, but I thought that was from Little Giants.
No.
Little Giants?
The main character in the movie is called Smalls.
Giants is another classic, though, man.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, Little Giants is great. You got to give him that.
Ed O'Neill, right? He's in that.
Yeah.
movie.
Ed O'Neill, Rick Moranis.
Yeah, hell yeah. The thing that my biggest memory about both of these movies that has nothing to do with the movie is, remember those VHS cases that were like plastic injection molded?
Yeah,
and,
the
like,
clam
open?
cages.
Yeah. It's fucking wild that like everybody used to have VHS. You know what I mean? It like
It's
seems
like
so-
everyone has a DVD now.
Well, but even that, like, nobody has DVDs anymore. Maybe people have like everybody has a Blu-ray player by default on like, their PlayStation, but who fucking rents Blu-rays? You know what I mean?
Who rents anything? You have to, if you want it, you have to buy it now.
You can rent off like
You can
Vudu
rent
and
it.
Amazon and stuff.
Yeah. I've rented quite a few movies recently. Tell you what's a fucking great movie that was under the radar that has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. But
Obviously, because why would it?
No, but The Color Out of Space. It's a Nick Cage movie. It's like
Absolutely not. I refuse to play those games.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's not. It's great. You ever see The Thing? Like the John Carpenter Thing? It's like The Thing, sort of, but with Nick Cage to an H.P. Lovecraft short story. Basically, it's tight. You should fucking watch it.
You just said 30 words, and I have no idea what language that was.
All right.
I was sold at Nick Cage though.
Yeah, Nick Cage
try
is the best.
I can't with Nick Cage.
Why? You're wrong. You're wrong about that.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
The Rock was a classic movie.
The Rock? Oh, absolutely.
Sean Connery.
Yeah. Winners fuck the prom queen.
Has Sean Connery ever actually been in a good movie?
James Bond? What are you talking about? Late Legend or fucking Last Crusade? Indiana Jones. Last Crusade? What are you talking about?
Phenomenal.
That's a fucking classic movie. That's one of the best movies of all time. I do like how, remember the fourth Indiana Jones came out, and it was legitimately like one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But like, I like how the criticism wasn't about like necessarily how like there was no plot. Essentially, it was like people got upset like, oh come on, aliens, as if like the last three movies weren't about like fucking Nazi ghosts. You know what I mean? Like, what was that too unbelievable, unrealistic for you? The alien part.
Is that the one that has Shia LaBeouf as a character?
Yes.
No,
The movie was fucking dog shit because it wasn't even like fucking written. Like it was like they're like, I don't know, let's just make it up as we go along, and it'll fucking work out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a bunch of fucking what were we even talking about? Sean Connery. That's right, Sean Connery. I did not know that.
We're back.
Yes, I did not know Sean Connery was wearing a fucking
toupee.
Yes, in fucking all of the fucking James Bond movies. I never fucking, that blew my mind. And it's like, yeah, and now you look at it, it's like, of course it's a fucking toupee. There's like a fucking hat. It should have a fucking like raccoon tail coming out of it.
Ever see Highlander 2 talk about Connery?
I have not. I don't think I've ever seen the Highlander 1.
I used to watch the TV series, so I have an affinity for it. That and Xena, because I was a poor kid and we had the WB on Saturdays.
Oh yeah, I remember WB. Remember Hercules? They played Hercules after.
Yeah. Sometimes it'd be a special episode with Hercules and Xena together.
Yeah. Kevin Sorbo or whatever is like a huge fucking like
he's a
Trump
troll.
guy. Yeah, he's a big Trump guy.
He is a troll. I don't even know how to get this back on track.
Sorry, I ruined your podcast, Dwayne.
Well, it's the internet. I mean, it's forever.
Whatever.
I guess we've gone through it. We've talked over. Three of us have talked through the movies, and then Ryne was here. Ryne, as someone who doesn't remember any of this, which sounds like a better movie to you?
We needed a tangent guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it says on my business card.
Tangential experience.
Yeah. The fucking the Sandlot, I guess, because it's not geared. I mean, I guess it is, but like it's not exclusively geared to 8-year-olds. So I could probably watch it.
All right, Chris, what do you think? Are you still sticking with Sandlot?
I watched The Natural. That's a good ass baseball movie.
I feel like all baseball season long, you've just been watching baseball movies.
There are some 8 Men Out. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost watched the one with Charlie Sheen based off the Indians today.
Major League?
I clicked on the wrong title at first.
That's a good one. I mean, I've
Major
seen it a
League is
million
great.
times.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, but It's good. What about Major League 3 Back to the Minors with Scott Bakula?
Oh, I'm out. Thank you. No, none of that.
No, that one's fucking dog shit.
Earlier, he brought up Little Big League, which came out the same year as these two movies, Sandlot and Rookie of the Year.
Oh, really?
Which is almost like they heard the idea of Rookie of the Year and they just twisted a little bit, where that's the movie where a little kid becomes a manager in the major leagues as opposed to a player.
Yeah, there's
So
Hollywood.
it's Eddie with a child in baseball.
Yes.
Hollywood. Wait, Eddie with Whoopi Goldberg and the dinosaur?
No, that's Theodore Rex.
What's Eddie? Are you sure it's not Eddie?
No,
No.
Eddie is the one where she's the coach of the Knicks.
Oh, okay, you're right.
It's like Sunset Park, but different.
Which, by the way, like I didn't realize, that's another thing that fucking I finally saw through. I took some acid and I saw through the bullshit, man. It's not Whoopi Goldberg's not a real name. I can't believe that's the first time I ever realized that was like a.
Yeah, her name is it's Catherine.
I know, like I'm an idiot.
I didn't realize till like 2 weeks ago she didn't have eyebrows.
Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
fucking weird thing. I like how she picked her stage name. She's like, what can make me sound more Jewy to really get into the the mind of the Hollywood producer.
You got names like Whoopi. I don't know.
I mean, what?
Oh, Chris, you were telling me which how do you feel about these movies now that we've revisited them?
Definitely, like I said, yeah, Sandlot holds up for me. Being a 37-year-old guy, I can watch it and not feel weird or silly about what I'm doing. Not to say that Rookie of the Year is not a good movie, but if I got to pick, Sandlot always held a special place in my heart. I saw it in the movie theater. I remember that. And, when you got a weird thing like that tied in your head and you're 37, that means a lot. So, what I got?
Sure. I remember when I was a movie theater experience, one time I received oral sex watching the war drama Long From Home in an empty theater.
Okay, he wins.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you already someone's grandfather? What is going on?
I mean, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it was called Long for whatever the Colin Farrell movie is, where they escaped from a gulag during World War II.
Who gets
Really
it up
good
to
movie.
Colin Farrell?
There was nobody in the theater because it was a movie that nobody has heard of. Obviously.
Yeah, I never even heard of it till right
It's
now.
a good movie. It's a good ass fucking movie. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know. I just have good memories of it. It might have sucked. I couldn't tell you.
The trick to
You
the
have a
movie
good
to make it
association
great.
with it.
Yeah, the last movie I saw in the theater was the movie about Dick Cheney.
That was good.
That was pretty good. That was like
Yeah,
3
Vice.
years ago or so, right?
The one with Christian Bale getting
Yeah. Or maybe that was 2 years ago. That was like 2 Christmases ago.
Yeah,
Right?
It was a fun movie.
Years ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That wasn't
I mean,
too
this week's been 5 years long, so who knows?
Yeah, like every day seems like it's fucking like I'm still working, which is nice. And I just don't know how much longer that's gonna go because like 40 million people are unemployed now. Tends to have a rippling effect on the economy and people who want to build things.
So Bryce, what's your opinion on these two movies?
I mean, yeah, like my opinion. I went through both the movies today, and my opinion on them has not changed as far as which one I like better. Sandlot is infinitely better, but I'm glad I rewatched Rookie of the Year.
Nice.
Yeah, I was due.
You know what I don't like about Sandlot, though? The Babe Ruth part. There's something about that even as a kid I didn't care for. Him coming out of the closet there with the smoke flying, and there's something very off-putting about that. I don't care for that character actor either. That guy was in everything.
Legends never
Wasn't a
die.
lot.
Art LaFleur.
Huh?
Yeah, his name is Art LaFleur.
Oh,
That's the actor. He's 76.
Oh, Art LaFleur, of course.
he's still alive?
He is. Well, I haven't checked today, but he is still alive currently. The last thing. The last thing he was in was Dive as the father, and he was on an episode of Key and Peele.
Oh, okay.
You know, Art LaFleur, of course. Did you ever see Babe with fucking John Goodman? Or
Yeah.
Babe Ruth? That's a fucking good ass movie, man.
That's a great movie. I forgot
Yeah.
about that one.
That's better than the Pig Babe movie.
No,
A bit much.
yeah, that's true. That's
All
true.
right. So this is part of the episode where we start to wind down a little bit, and I figure out what you guys have been watching to stay busy. But let's mix it up a little bit. This time I want you guys to tell me what you're watching, what you're streaming, and another good baseball movie that I should check out. Let's start with Ryne here.
Okay, I just thought of something funny. Like a BDSM porn parody of called Babe the Pig, but it's about Babe Ruth.
In Maryland Monroe.
Yep, and he has like an apple in his mouth or something like that.
Well, they actually had a porn version of Rookie of the Year. I'm not going to tell you the part of the body the guy broke to get special powers, but you could figure it out.
I have to
John
Google
Wayne
that now, and I
Bobbitt.
hate you for it.
You should watch The Natural. Is it good? You ever see The Natural? That's fucking good.
The Natural.
Yeah, with Robert Redford. Robert Redford, one of my favorite actors of all time. Dude fucking kills it in everything he's in. 3 Days of the Condor, that's a tight fucking movie too.
So, other than prepper propaganda, what have you been watching this week?
And what propaganda?
Prepper propaganda.
It's not propaganda. If you look out your window, bitch, like fucking the world's ending. Like it ain't fucking propaganda. Like fucking. Anyways, what am I watching? I'm constantly watching the fucking news. The news is on right now, just as a background, as I like go down Reddit fucking holes about fucking Reddit.
When's the last time you felt the sun on your skin?
I walk my dog every day. I leave my house, but only to walk my dog. I'm thriving right now. I am like, honest to God, thriving. Like,
We have different definitions of that word.
I'm still working. I'm like, I have a routine. I work out now. Like I just do, it's like in prison. It's basically prison. Like I fucking do push-ups and stuff. I walk my dog. I have a fucking dog walking app. I've been cooking a lot. I'm thinking about getting a chest freezer so I can freeze a bunch of meat because all the meat processing plants in America are closing down because all the workers are getting COVID and there's going to be a food shortage pretty soon. I'm thriving, you know? I'm just, everything's great. Everything's fucking wonderful. Don't constantly think about the end of the world or anything like that.
Well, I was until this.
Yeah,
All right,
I mean, you should, actually. You should. That's the message. Listen, the end is nigh. You should all stop pretending like it isn't and get prepared. That's all.
Bryce, what are you watching these days?
My back now.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I'm going through the Marvel playlist right now, the MCU. So I'm knocking them down. I just got done with Guardians of the Galaxy today, so I think I'm like halfway through. So there's that. You know, there's the regular shows like Ozark and stuff like that. You know, Office on repeat, of course. Yeah. Really, like I'm kind of in the same boat as Ryne, man. I'm still working. You know, working out more, cooking. It's really not that bad right now, and I guess it will be later.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy. In like 6 months, we're gonna think back fondly about like, oh, remember when we used to have a grid and fucking could Zoom call about the Sandlot and fucking Rookie of the Year.
No, I don't think I'll think back on this one.
I'm just telling you.
Chris, what do you I forgot the question. What are you watching these days? What's occupying your time?
Recently, I went through the first 2 seasons of Westworld, which I hadn't seen yet. That was a lot of fun. Dave on FX, I definitely recommend that with the rap. I didn't know he was even a real rapper. Lil Dicky is his name,
Yeah.
but holy shit, that show is funny.
It's phenomenal.
Great show.
I thought he was
actually
from
also-
SNL.
Hmm.
I thought he was an SNL sketch.
It's Andy Samberg.
I thought it was a comedy. It is a comedy show, but I thought it was a character. It's a real rapper playing himself. But I definitely recommend it. And if you've got Amazon Prime, Supermarket Sweep. Supermarket Sweep is back, baby.
With Leslie.
No. We're talking old stuff. You got a season from 1991 and a season from 2000.
Oh.
Good stuff.
Because before the shutdown, they were casting for Leslie Jones to run a new season of Supermarket Sweep.
That's a fun show. I'm glad it's coming back.
If you've got Hulu, check out Total Wipeout. They've got the British version up, so it's very polite people getting hurt.
Circle.
You can find that Dave from FX is also on Hulu there.
Nice. All right. That is going to do it for this round of catching up. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Feel free to leave comments. If you are also a prepper, I will just forward them on over to Ryne.
Please.
Yeah.
The only way out is through, baby.
This is going to have a lot of hashtags. Thanks so much. We'll check you all out next time.
See ya.
These guys.